Hey there everyone, welcome back to Disney Top 5 Video 2. Last week we did Disney Villains, which was super fun, and we will leak it.
We'll leak it.
We will link it down below, so make sure you check that out.
Check your local news source for our leaked videos.
If we ever are famous enough to have leaked videos, I don't think we'll be too worried about it. Anyway.
It'd be the most boring leaked videos ever.
We're not very exciting people. Today we are doing Disney heroes. So our top 5 Disney heroes. And this one was a tough one. Disney heroes are great.
Yeah, and I think anytime that you deal with Disney movies or any movie, it's really defined largely by its villain.
Right.
So, for me anyway, a lot of the heroes become one-dimensional. They're just kind of there.
And on that tagline, I'm Joelle.
I'm Stuart.
And this is 2Max Tried. Thank you for sticking around with us so far.
And I share opinions.
Yes, if you want to hear more of Stuart's opinions, make sure you stick around. But first, follow us.
And let us know in the comments below what kind of opinions you'd like to hear.
He'll share them all. And make sure you check out our social medias. They will show up on the bottom of the screen. Check out our website, follow us on Instagram, and check us out on Facebook. But without further ado, let's jump into Disney heroes.
Yep.
Just like last week, these are original Disney movie heroes. So no Pixar, no Marvel.
Disney only.
Disney only.
They can't count recent Disney movies, but
And
it has to
old
be just a Disney film release,
Right.
not any of the other 800,000 licenses that they
Disney
own
owns.
now.
Right. So we are doing OG Disney heroes. Do you want to start or should I start
I
this
think I started last time, so why don't we have you start for this time?
All right. Let me pull back my list. Okay. My number 5 could have been a bunch of anything, just like last time. I had a whole list of
A bunch of anything.
A bunch of anythings. But I chose Moana.
Okay.
Because I think, she followed her heart, even though, like, her parents were kind of against it. She knew it was the right thing to do, and so she did it. I appreciate that. I think she is a good role model for kids to, if you know something is right, to do it. And her grandma is the best. And
Joelle's top is actually the grandma from Moana.
maybe I should have done it. Is she considered a hero?
No, she would probably be at the best a sidekick.
Oh, well, she's great. And Moana has great songs. Once again, that's pretty much how I chose all of my characters, by their songs. So Moana is my top 5. Number 5.
Okay. This might actually be surprising because my number 5 was Moana. I debated back and forth between her and Maui, but Maui I felt was more of a sidekick than a hero. Even though he was a demigod and all that stuff, it's definitely Moana that drove the story.
Right.
I think for a lot of reasons that you mentioned, the reality of the struggle that I think a lot of people fall into, and it's that struggle with maintaining tradition versus going your own path.
Yeah, and you could tell that the parents held back out of fear, and Moana wasn't willing to let that fear stop her.
Right. So I think just for that reason, the story of Moana is great. I think she's got some good songs as well, which is always a part that plays in these types of videos. So for me, I think they did a good job putting a strong female character out there, and not involving a love story of some sort.
Yeah.
Which was nice to see from a Disney
Well, really, her love was between her desire to go and explore and her family. Right. It wasn't like a boy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
She was a pirate. Her real love is the sea. So I'm actually a little shocked that we had the same number 5.
Yeah,
but,
right? I didn't think we're very different people. Like, we like different things for different reasons, and so that's really surprising that we have one in common.
So there we go.
All right, my number 4 is Robin Hood.
Okay.
From the animated movie where they're all animals. And that is kind of a nostalgia thing, because I watched that movie a lot growing up, and I don't know. The love story with Maid Marian, the fact that it's pretty funny. Like, all the characters in that movie I think are really good characters, good developed characters. I don't know. And so I don't really have like a definite reason like Moana. It's more nostalgia.
And that's like an OG Disney hero. Like, that goes way back to like the 60s or something. I had thought of Robin Hood, but he didn't make my list.
No?
Nope. So.
Yep, so no major reason like Moana, just because I enjoy that movie and it's nostalgic.
Yep. All right, so I guess it's me.
Yep.
Number 4, which is interesting because if you watch the last video, the villain from this movie fell in the same spot that this hero did.
Okay.
My number 4 spot goes to Basil of Baker Street.
He was on my possibilities list.
And I think for the same reasons that, and this is a spoiler alert if you didn't watch the last one.
Go back and watch it now.
Because Ratigan fell at number 4, I think it comes down just literary nostalgia. Like, Sherlock Holmes is just a great character.
He really is.
And so for Disney to take that character and, you know, put a mouse in that place. Yeah. I really just think it and we're big fans, obviously, if you've watched our Escape the Crate videos and things like that.
Yeah, we'll link that down below.
We like solving puzzles. We like mysteries.
Yeah,
we like
it's a
that
lot
type
of
thing.
fun. So
Basil of Baker Street there is just number 4 spot for me when it comes to Disney heroes.
That's a good one.
So, and once again, underrated movie. If you haven't watched it, watch it.
I think it's on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
So if you have Disney Plus, definitely check it out.
Yep, definitely worth checking out.
Yep, we watched that one a lot as a kid too, when I was a kid. All right, number 3. Okay, Stuart, I think is probably thinking this is my top.
Oh,
this is
it Belle?
It's Belle.
Yeah, that's yeah. Okay.
All right, she's not. Beauty and the Beast is probably my favorite. I shouldn't say this. It might not be. It's one of my favorite movies, and I love Belle because she's a strong heroine. Is that how you say it?
Heroine.
Heroine.
Maybe it's not heroin.
Not the drug. She's a strong female character in a movie. I love reading. I can read like a ton. I read 99 books
Belle's
last
a
year.
champion for books.
Yes, go books, go reading. Literature is fun. But anyway, I love that she reads. I love that she can save her dad. Mm-hmm. Like that she comes in and saves someone else. There's not too many female characters that do that. Like a lot of the Disney princesses just lay there. And Belle doesn't just like sleep. She creates her own destiny, and I like that.
Snow White and Sleeping Beauty don't help with that argument.
No, they don't. Those are the ones that I think
they literally just lay there.
Just lay there most of the movie. But like, I like that she creates her own destiny, and you know, she doesn't wait for someone to come save her. She takes the steps to save the people she loves. So that's Belle.
Sacrifice.
Yeah.
Okay. What number are we on? 3?
3.
Wow. Number 3 for me is Belle.
Wow! We got 2 that match.
And I think for a lot of the reasons that Joelle said, she's not your typical. I mean, she is to a degree. She's the damsel in distress, but she's there by her own decision.
Yeah.
That aspect of sacrifice, that willingness to give her own freedom up to save her father.
Yeah.
The impact that she had on the Beast to break him out of his, I don't know what you want to call it, his selfishness, his curse. And her willingness to remain true to her commitment. I know a lot of people say, well, Beauty and the Beast is just Stockholm Syndrome. But her willingness to remain true to her pledge to the Beast, even in the midst of troubling times with her dad.
Yeah.
So I think she definitely, for me, ends up there number 3, and that definitely within a top 5. So I think, and once again, she's not the stereotypical Disney princess that is helpless and all of that. So
love Belle.
Wow.
Yeah,
2 out of our top 5.
All right. So now we're on to number 2.
Yep.
All right, number 2. Oh, Hercules. Hercules is my number 2. Is he your number 2?
You'll have to wait to find out.
Okay, maybe we'll have 3 that match up. Great movie. Just full stop. That's what the British
Full
will
stop.
say. Full stop. Great movie, period.
That's the statement.
Yeah, it has great music. And Hercules has great music. His song, I Can Go the Distance.
It's not long enough.
It's not long enough.
It's a very short
it's
song.
so good, though.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, his desire to do something great with his life and be something more than just the son of Zeus is, I like it. I like the quest version, like the way the movie is set up as like a quest.
Right.
It's really good.
What is your quest?
It's just really good. That's all I got. I don't have any major reasons.
Really like him. Really like him.
I just really like him.
All right. Number two. Number two might seem like an odd one for a lot of people. Because he doesn't really become a hero till much later in the movie, and it's a movie for me that I enjoy the movie, but a lot of people kind of push it to the side. Stitch is my number two.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I don't know what it is about Stitch. There's nothing really spectacular about the movie, but the character itself is interesting. I maybe I just like the story of the outcast who eventually becomes accepted.
I can see that.
So I think for me that just speaks loudly to him as a hero, and the fact that even though he was extremely selfish and just kind of destructive at the beginning because of his design and all that stuff, he is eventually willing to really fight through. And I'm really going to get philosophical and like theological in this.
Yep.
He fights through that nasty nature to become better.
Yeah.
And so I think that mixed with, you know, the message of love and support from family and devotion.
Yeah, and also that family doesn't have to be what traditional family looks like.
Right.
Like, it doesn't have to be a mom and a dad and kids. It can be,
An older sister caring for a younger sister.
Or adoption, and like the different ways that families can look, multiple generations, that kind of thing.
Yeah. So for me, Stitch ends up as number two, and I like him as a character.
That would not have been on any of my lists. Lilo and Stitch is not one of my favorite movies.
I don't think it's a lot of people don't like it.
Yeah.
But Stitch is a great character design, and once again, it's another like rare no music Disney. Well, there's some background music, but there's not really like a soundtrack to it.
Or theme songs for characters.
Right.
Yeah. Well, do you want to try and guess my number one?
Man, I could have sworn it was going to be Belle. My only other guess might be Mulan. I think you would put Mulan at the top. I'm trying to think of other Disney movies that are out there.
I'm gonna try and think of your number one while you're thinking of my number one. I think his number one is Hercules.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess Mulan. I don't know who else would. I'm trying to think of what movies you love to watch. You wouldn't have put Beast as number one.
I don't consider him a hero.
So there you go. There's that.
Sorry. I don't know what he is in a story, but I don't consider him a hero.
Maybe you put Tiana as number one. You know, I'm going to change it. I'm going to say Tiana.
Okay.
I'm going to say you put Tiana as number one.
Okay.
All right.
My number one is Rapunzel.
Oh, I didn't even think of Rapunzel.
I love her get up and go fulfill my dream myself. I love it. I love it. She's great. She hits Flynn Rider with a frying pan.
Yeah, sure.
You know, she is smart. I like that. She's caring. You know, she can relate to whoever she meets. Like all the villains when she meets them in the Snuggly Duckling. And she's just like, you don't look anything like me. We have completely different lives, but we all have dreams. And I really, really, really like Rapunzel. You know, she is kind of the damsel in distress a little bit, but she saves herself.
Yeah, not...
And she saves Flynn Rider, too.
In the Disney version, she's not really the damsel in distress.
No, maybe in the original, but I'm just talking the Disney movie. Yeah, I think she's great. I love Mandy Moore, who voices her. You know, all of her things, she's got great music in there. Mm-hmm. I think she is definitely my top hero. Once again, not a traditional Disney princess, which I really appreciate. Yeah, all those reasons. She goes after her dreams.
Why did she chop her hair off at the end?
She didn't. Flynn Rider chopped it off.
Why did she let him do that?
She didn't know that he was going to do it. And he did it to save her, and then she found out she could still save him. Everybody saves everybody. It's a great movie.
It's been a long time since I've seen Rapunzel or Tangled, so.
Well, I used to babysit 2 little girls every Monday night, and I would always push them towards Tangled if we were going to watch a movie because it's a movie that I really enjoy. So we watched it a lot while I was watching them.
You heard it here, folks. Joelle manipulates children
to watch the best Disney movie. Maybe not the best, one of the best Disney movies. But Tangled is a great movie. It's not one that's like
We will do an
gets
overall
worse with
top
watching.
5 Disney movie eventually.
Yeah, it's coming. So subscribe.
Yeah.
All right, your top Disney villain, not villain, hero.
And you think it's Hercules?
I think it's Hercules.
I don't know that you could have ever guessed my top.
Oh, no?
Nope.
Okay.
Because it's not, as far as I would consider, it's not mainstream Disney. Like, it's not one that would be remembered largely.
Okay.
My number one hero for Disney movies is Ralph from Wreck-It Ralph.
Oh, okay.
First off, I like John C. Reilly. I think
That's who voices him.
he's a great actor. But I think I just like the idea of a character that refuses to be put into a box. Like, yes, he's the bad... I think it's another version of Stitch.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's programmed in a game to be the villain.
Uh-huh.
But he wants to be a hero. He wants to be so much more than what he's programmed to be.
Yeah.
So I think for me, just... And the movies are just... They hit the nostalgia button with all the video game characters and all of that
That is
stuff.
like your childhood.
Right. So I think that's a large reason that it plays a part in picking him as the number one spot. And
yeah, and the Wreck-It Ralph movies are really great.
yeah, they're really good movies. So for me, I think I really get drawn to those heroes that aren't really heroes to begin with. Like, they start off just as either villains or just misunderstood creations.
Yeah.
I think I get drawn to that reality. So
Yeah,
for
I
me,
would not have ever gone to Wreck-It Ralph.
right? I didn't think you would.
No.
So Wreck-It Ralph.
So Hercules
Tops
isn't on
my
your
list.
list at all?
Hercules was considered. I guess we can talk a bit about who almost made the list.
Yep.
For me, Hercules was an honorable mention. He just got beat out. I think largely because anytime you're dealing... I think he got beat out largely for the same reason that Maui got beat out. That godlike character is just... I don't know. It's too one note. I just don't like... There's not a lot of depth there.
Stuart likes to see major change throughout.
Exactly. I like character progression.
Right.
And to go from super strong son of Zeus to just stronger son of Zeus is not really character development to me.
Okay.
So for me, Hercules didn't make it. The other one that almost made the list was Jack Skellington, but for the same reason as Hercules, Jack Skellington's pretty one note. He's not really the most exciting hero in the movie. He just comes across to me, while I do enjoy Nightmare Before Christmas, as someone who just has a hard time finding contentment in life. So, not really a great hero in my regard. So, yeah.
Right.
So those were the honorable mentions, but they didn't quite make the list.
My honorable mention was Basil from The Great Mouse Detective. Because once again, I love Sherlock Holmes. I've read all of the stories. And like you said, there's just a great interpretation of the Sherlock Holmes character. But it was also Flynn Rider from Rapunzel as like the secondary hero, maybe?
Yeah, he gets overshadowed by Rapunzel.
He's so great. He's so snarky. I love the ones that infuse like a sense of humor or a sense of sarcasm into their character. I don't know. It just resonates with me. I like it. Maybe because I grew up with a very sarcastic dad.
Maybe.
Love you, Dad. That it just is like it does something in my heart. I just like.
Are you crying?
No, I'm not crying.
Joel's crying.
So those were my two honorable mentions.
Yeah, so let us know in the comments. Do you agree with these lists? Who would you have put in your top 5? Because, we'd really be interested in hearing that.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
Seeing where everyone else ranks with that. And I think that's going to do it for this video.
Make sure you tune in next Wednesday for our next Disney Top 5.
Which is...
I don't know.
have
It'll
no
be
clue.
a surprise.
We don't have our notes in front of us.
Nope.
But yeah, definitely look out for that. And if you do like this content and would like to see us do other top 5s,
Give it a thumbs up.
comment below what you'd like to hear us
Yeah, and
offer
it doesn't
opinions
have to
of.
be Disney. We're going to stick with Disney for a little bit, but if you have another category that you think would be fun and interesting, we would love to hear it.
And before you jump into we'd like to hear about Pixar and Marvel. We do plan on doing those. We wanted to start with Disney.
Because we love Disney movies. Who doesn't love Disney movies?
Yeah. So we will get to those other Disney licenses, but let us know in the comments what you'd like to see us rank.
Yes.
So I guess that's going to do it. And until next time, thanks so much for watching, guys. And we'll see you then.
Bye.